Welcome into the Ranch Sit-Down. Our guest today, born in the small West Texas town of Jayton, Texas. He's also headlining for the first time at Billy Bob's Texas tonight, the one and only Slade Coulter. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Doesn't it feel good to say he's headlining Billy Bob's Texas tonight?
Man, it's crazy. I can't explain it. It's one of those ones that, from the very start, you envision it, and we're finally here, man. We made it.
When you were part of your graduating class of, I think, 9 people.
It was 9.
It
was 9.
It was 9, yeah. Well, it was almost 8 because you didn't make it. Did you ever envision yourself being on the stage, the same stage that Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard and all these humongous music stars have played? Chris Stapleton's played on that stage. Sturgill Simpson, Tyler Childers. I mean, like, all the people that you listen to today have played on that stage.
Yeah. No, not at all. Yeah,
Did I just make you nervous? I'm sorry, Slade.
A little bit. Yeah, it hadn't really hit me till just now. But man, it's not something I ever pictured going this far. Really, it was started out originally playing music for my sister to sing because she's a phenomenal singer.
Really?
Yeah. So I was just playing backup guitar for her.
Interesting.
Just making videos around the house, and then got to college, and it was to make some beer money on the weekends, and it's turned into this whole deal and brought me here. So
still got beer money? You okay there?
I got a little more now than I did then.
Yeah, you got family now, though,
yeah,
so the beer money's out the window.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is for a lot of people that don't know, not actually your first time to play Billy Bob's.
Right.
Last time you played Billy Bob's, that was a madhouse because you opened for this guy named Zach Bryan.
Yeah. Yeah, which I didn't know until then.
I don't think anybody knew until that point.
Yeah, they don't do openers at Billy Bob's.
Yeah.
You got the house band earlier in the night,
yeah.
but I think Zach strong-armed him a little bit because he had sold the place out, so I don't think they were going to tell him no.
He sold it out in like 14 seconds or whatever. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
well, there was people that I was at that show, my wife and I, and there were people that sat at our table across from us, and they were paying $750 a ticket from secondhand sites. And I was like, holy cow.
That is crazy, man.
This is great for Slade. This crowd is here. Yeah.
No, it was incredible for us.
And then later that night, there's the semi-famous Twitter video of the two of you guys in an elevator singing Turnpike Troubadours.
Yeah, that was a good time.
That was the most funny thing I've ever seen. Sitting on the floor. So why is the elevator just closed for that long? Did you guys actually literally stop it, or did you get stuck?
No, we'd been sitting outside the hotel trying to make this video, and the wind was blowing, and it was freezing cold, and it just wasn't sounding good, and we were a few drinks deep by that point.
No.
And so we were like, screw it, let's just go back up and forget about it. And we got in the hotel, or we got in the elevator, and like, the acoustics aren't too bad in here. Let's just do it right here.
That's
so
awesome.
we just plopped down on the floor and shot a quick video on the phone, and there was a couple times the elevator door would open, there was somebody standing there, and they just clicked the button again.
Sorry. We live
it was
here
good,
now.
though, man. It was a lot of fun.
That's wild. So you grew up in a town of Jayton, which I understand, like just a couple of years ago, kind of had a population boom. So now we're at like 530.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's right.
What
Moving
is there
on up,
to do in a town that small?
Nothing.
Besides get in trouble.
Yeah, man. It's sports. It's all we do. Sports.
You do, like every sport.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You had to. That was the only way they had enough kids to fill the teams. So you did all the sports.
Did they have a six-man football team?
Six-man football.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then basketball, track, cross country, tennis, golf, you name it.
Just did it all.
Did it all. And but yeah, that, and then when there was some free time, is play music around the house or drive some back roads. It was a dry county, so you couldn't even get beer in the county. So
I feel like we grew up in the same town.
I know, man.
Go to the next county and find the dirt road to get to the
it was a
next
40-minute
county.
drive to the store over there. So
yeah, exactly. So you got a guitar about 16? I think the last time we talked, you told me about that.
Yeah, 16.
Did you ask for that guitar? I've never heard that
story. I did. So my dad had an old Gibson, and he played to us growing up, just a handful of songs,
Mm-hmm.
And I picked it up and learned a few chords, and then asked them for a guitar for Christmas. And so when I was 16 that Christmas, I got my first guitar and started trying to write some songs on it. And
do you remember the first song you ever actually learned all the way through? And was it Smoke on the Water?
It wasn't Smoke on the Water. It wasn't. I can't remember the first cover song I ever learned. I really can't.
You can't?
I remember the first song I wrote.
Do
and
you?
Is
it one you still do, or one you
It's
hide
not.
from everybody?
It's the one I hide from everybody.
Yeah.
It's sad song.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was
you
like-
do sad music? I didn't know that.
Yeah, right.
You're good at the sad.
Right.
The sad music seems to be really popular now.
It is.
You guys that can write
thankfully.
the sad music are doing really well.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man, but sad songs have just always been my thing.
Right?
And I'm trying to break out of that now. You know, I've got
I don't know if
a
I can handle
child
this.
now, and
Right,
and
yeah.
I'm getting married, and
Yeah.
I've got a happy life, so I'm trying to write some happy songs and do some more upbeat stuff. So
Well, it works for, like, I see William Clark Green, and he always has a smile on his face. He's happily
Yeah.
married. He's doing well. He's got this little beef company side project, and he writes the saddest songs I've ever heard of in my
Yeah.
life. And I'm like, dude, you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm doing great.
yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just
Maybe
they just
keeps
come
you-
naturally
it
to me,
keeps
you know.
from being sad.
Maybe
You
that's
have
it.
to-
It's
that's
just
your
like
release.
it's an
Yeah.
outlet. Yeah.
That's nuts. So what was the thing, Slade, that made you actually want to get up on a stage? For every artist, there's that moment they go to a show or they hear some song and like, this is it for me. See a music video. What was it for you?
Oh man, that's tough, man. Actually, I can't think of a single thing that drove me to get up on a stage. Actually, the first time I performed in front of people, you know, I had learned a few cover tunes, and my high school principal asked me if I would play for it was some kind of school gathering or something.
Like a talent show or just?
No.
Oh, it was. Okay.
It was I can't remember what it was. I think it was like a Veterans Day thing they did at the school, and he asked me if I would get up and play a song. And yeah, in school at Jayton, it's pre-K through 12, so it's all my friends. The whole town is there.
Wait, so they're all in like one giant
Oh, it's all
building?
one building. Yeah, all one big building. And so yeah, that was
Little House
that
on
was
the
the
Prairie,
first
man.
thing that it was my high school principal at the time was the one that drove me to get up on stage. And
Do you remember how nervous you were?
oh man, I was shaking.
Well, you're playing for like what, 14 people?
Shaking.
Come on.
Yeah, right.
That's
It
kind
was-
of cool. I bet you were just frightened out of your gourd.
Man, it was, and still to this day, it's easier for me to get up and play in front of thousands of people I don't know than 10 people I do know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's just different. And
Yeah.
so yeah, that being my first time performing in front of people, and it's my entire hometown, it was pretty nerve-wracking.
Well, you never want to, disappoint the people that you have to see all the time.
Right, exactly.
Because
Yeah.
then they're always, oh, there's that guy. Yeah.
So I got up there and did Diamonds and Gasoline and called it a day, man. It was-
Did you say it was your song?
no, I should have. I should have.
I wrote this song. There's a band called Turnpike Troubadours that covered it for me. That's funny. So you go to Texas Tech, part of the Lubbock music scene, which, like Fort Worth, is just its own entity. It really is. It's like this. You got to be proud to be part of such a cool
Man.
scene. And when people talk about great artists to come from the Lubbock area and they mention your name, it's like, wow. Because like you're up there with some heavy hitters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is about Lubbock. I guess just because it's so far from everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a whole lot else to do there. It's just
Pick
it is.
cotton, pick a guitar.
That's right. It's
That's
a
it.
hub for music, man. And still, like the Blue Light is kind of our home bar,
Right.
you know,
Right.
and that's to me has always been the epicenter of songwriters.
Mm-hmm.
And
They have those great songwriter competitions every year.
yeah, and that songwriter night every week, and there's
Yeah.
always a big turnout, and
Yeah.
you know, there's always up and coming songwriters moving out to Lubbock just for that reason, to write
Right.
songs, and I don't know, man, but I'm honored to be a part of that list now, I guess. So
Do you feel like you deserve it?
not really.
I see it
With
on
some
your
of the other
face.
names on that list, like you know, people start talking Buddy Holly and
Yeah.
Joe Ely and Pat Green and you know Will and Wade, and the list goes on and
Yeah.
on and on. It's man, I don't deserve to be up there, but
Well, I think you do, and I think we should prove it right now. How about a song?
I can do that for you.
What are you gonna play for us, Slade Coulter?
Well, naturally, I'm gonna do you a sad song.
That's what I was hoping for.
You hear that all right?
I can.
Time it only grows the space between us. So go get all dressed up and play your part. Well, you can always see the toll you take on me. And it hurts, but baby, don't take it to heart. 'Cause honey, you can't fix what you can't fathom. Take down your hair and turn off the TV. You could stay upstairs all night and let the anger take your mind. Or you can lose that dress and take it out on me. So let's be honest for the sake of changing. Well, baby, you don't have the guts to leave. You hate me, but you know you never ever let me go. So take it out on me. You said I've been acting different lately, but who I am ain't who I used to be. I can't take you back to Lubbock, be that boy you fell in love with. You're growing tired now, baby, can't you see that I'm the only flaw about you, woman? And I ruined you, darling, it ain't hard to see. Well, you can try to fight it, you can curse and you can cry, or you can lose that dress and take it out on me. So let's be honest for the sake of changing. Yeah, I'm no good and you're no good for me. And I see it in your eyes. Well, you love what you despise. So take it out on me. And do you want me? Just say you want me. Do you want me? So let's be honest for the sake of changing. Baby, you don't have the guts to leave. You hate me, but you know you never ever let me go. So take it out on me.
Slade Coulter with us on the Ranch Sit Down, playing at Billy Bob's tonight. Man, that I think for me that was the song for me that I knew that,
That's the one,
like
yeah.
Slade Coulter is legit.
That-
I don't know,
yeah.
man. There's something about that song that just builds to that moment, and you could feel all the pain in your voice. It's so good, man.
Thank you, man. I
So,
appreciate.
so
I don't know where it came from.
See, I don't know how you guys
made
do
it up
that.
in my room one time.
It is
It's, you know?
magic how you do that. I don't know. Maybe you're watching too much TV or
I
whatever
don't know.
it is.
I'll tell you what it was actually.
Uh-huh.
I was listening to a whole lot of John Moreland.
Okay. Oh my God. Yeah.
I spent like 3 whole days listening to John Moreland, and I was like, I want to write a song like that. I was listening to 3:59 a.m. I think or something, and that's what inspired me to sit down and write that song.
Cherokee it's for me. There's just something.
Yeah.
I mean, like that guy's an unbelievable
Incredible,
songwriter.
man.
He really is.
Incredible.
Like, you listen to John Moreland album, you feel like you need to talk to somebody afterwards.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I got to make a connection here, man.
Yeah.
This is serious. So you have a lot of rock and roll elements in your music. When growing up, were you a rock and roll kid? Were you a country kid, or
Man,
like
it was-
everybody out in West Texas on the cotton farms, they listen to gangster rap?
It's a little bit of everything,
lot of
really.
that,
a
wasn't
little
it?
bit because I had from my dad, I had classic rock. He's always listening to the Eagles and
Oh, is he a classic rock
Boston
guy?
and-
Yeah.
and that was his favorite. And then I have 2 older twin sisters who are 5 years older than me,
Mm-hmm.
and so I listened to a lot of music with them, and it was the punk rock and
Yeah.
Paramore and Fall Out Boy
Oh,
and
my gosh.
and all that stuff growing up, and
A little bit of all that in your music.
and then growing up in Jayton, is everybody is always playing country music. You know,
Mhm.
every small town dance was, you know, George Strait and Merle Haggard, and
Right.
so there's a little bit of everything mixed in there, man. I feel like it really shows in the music we play. It's kind of
Absolutely.
genreless, you know.
Well, and you work with Dalton Domino, part of the Honcho Music
Yeah.
Group, and Dalton's got a lot of that country rock sound to even his stuff. What a cool guy to work with, and he's doing some
He
really
is.
neat stuff, man.
He's doing some cool
He
stuff, man.
really
Good old
is.
Dalton. He's
And
one
like
of a
every
kind.
time I get a text from Dalton with, "Hey, I want you to check this out," I know it's going to be something amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, finally, it's been like 2 weeks, let's go. But like he always finds that cool stuff.
He's got an ear for it, man.
He does. He really
He does.
does. He could take my job easily. So, how many times a day do you get asked about your hair? Not counting now.
Man. Pretty often.
Like
it's
all
pretty
the
often.
ladies want to have, they want to
Yeah.
touch your hair. I'm sure.
Let's say just about every show, there's always
Yeah,
some girls
there's-
like, "You have better hair than me." It's like,
I
oh.
know.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to say?
They always ask me what shampoo I use.
Oh, really?
Cheapest I can find.
You mane and
whatever's-
tail?
Yeah.
We all tried that when I was in school too. It didn't work. 'Cause
Didn't
I've got-
work,
All
huh?
I have is the big poofy curl that comes out of the back. you
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm that guy. So your mom was a writing teacher, I understand.
She was.
You did a lot of UIL writing competitions. Do you ever see yourself as a novelist? You know, if you weren't doing music.
That's a good question. That's something I could see myself doing.
Mm-hmm.
I've always, you know, been a creative person,
Mm-hmm.
and I've found several different outlets before music. You know, I painted and
Really?
and drew. Got into art for a while, and then, like you said, my mom was a journalism teacher, an English teacher, and so she pushed me to, you know, do all the UIL events. And she was my
Right.
journalism coach, and so
How fun.
she was a little harder on me than the rest of the kids. You know,
How'd you do?
I did good. I medaled at state in several of the events. I can't remember which ones now,
Nice.
but yeah. So I had a pretty strong writing background
Mm-hmm.
leading up to
So, yeah,
to music, and so it kind of just came naturally. You know, when I picked up guitar, I wanted to write songs. You know, I didn't want to cover songs necessarily.
That was your thing.
That was my thing.
be
I wanted
original.
to. Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool. Very cool. So what is obviously Billy Bob's is a goal that every artist sets out for themselves.
For
you know,
sure.
there's you know, there's the Ryman, that kind of stuff, you know, the
Mhm.
Grand Ole Opry maybe Red Rocks.
I was about to add that one in there.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, what is the next goal for you? Is it just playing those places? Is it, you know, having some big artist cover one of your songs, writing with somebody that you had always wanted to write with? What you got to
Man.
continue to set goals for yourself.
Right.
So you always have something to achieve.
Definitely. This was probably the biggest goal on my previous list,
So you just
was
going
to
to take a
headline
break
Billy
after
Bob's.
this?
Not taking a break, no. I mean, after this, I definitely, those venues you mentioned, you know, Ryman,
Mhm.
Opry, Red Rocks, those are for sure next up on my
See you guys
my
at
bucket
Red Rocks,
list.
man. That would be
I
a
hope it
cool
happens,
show.
man. That's another one I've always dreamed
Ooh.
of. That, and I would love to do like a European tour one day or
Mhm.
something like that. So
It's amazing. You just tell people on those European tours, because I've gone on a couple of them with bands, and like you tell them you're from Texas, and they're gonna put a crown on your head,
See,
man.
that's what I've heard. I heard they go nuts for it over
they
there.
like it's in Dublin, Ireland, and these guys hear me talk. Apparently, I talk like a hick. I didn't realize it. They're like, "Where are you from?" I said, "From Texas." And the first words out of their mouth were Towns Van Zant. I was like, "Holy cow!" In Dublin, Ireland, that's what
cool.
That's cool.
That's cool.
I gotta hang out here a little more. These are my
Heck yeah.
people. Yeah, so like it's really cool that they're gonna love you. They are, and plus you do all that original, you know, very sad stuff, and it's always rainy and gloomy there, so if it's
It's
perfect.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
Well, I hope it happens one day, man.
Billy Bob's tonight. How do you prepare a set list for a show like this? I feel like I'm putting a lot of pressure on you, and it's gonna make you nervous, and I feel awful. You're just
Honestly-
gonna walk up there and pass out.
Honestly, our drummer writes all our set lists.
Oh, really?
I trust him with, you know, with what he's feeling that night. Most of the time, it's pretty similar,
Well, yeah. I mean,
and
'cause, yeah, you
we've
get,
got transitions worked out between songs and all
Right.
that stuff. You know,
Does he ever throw you any curveballs on a
He
set
does.
list just to see if you're noticing?
he absolutely does. He'll write some pretty crude stuff on the set list sometimes, and I'll notice it mid-show and try not to laugh into the mic. And,
just completely mess up the lyrics and stuff. So, you guys been working on any fun show covers lately, or is it you going to do all originals?
we're actually doing all originals for this show.
Nice.
We are. We've working on a new record right now.
Are you
And,
really?
we've got a couple tunes
Is
from
it
the new record we're going to throw in there.
3 months away? Seems like every artist that talks to me about a new album, it's going to be
Yeah.
ready in 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're recording
like a
it.
construction guy saying 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're recording it in January, so it'll be
Okay.
springtime sometime.
So about 3 months. All right.
Yeah,
I
about
can't
then.
wait to hear it. All
I'm
original stuff
excited,
on
man.
that that you wrote, or you've been writing with people?
Yeah, I've done very few co-writes. There are mostly with the other honcho guys.
Okay.
Jordan Nix and
He's okay.
yeah, he's great. Jordan is one of the most incredible songwriters I know.
And his voice is unreal.
There's a
Yeah.
couple
That
co-writes
Happy
with
Meal
Jordan.
Monday song.
Oh,
I ain't
man.
gonna lie, it made me cry first time I heard that.
Yeah.
Like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
It'll bring you to
Like,
tears.
I hate
man.
you, Dalton. Thanks for sending me that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, a couple co-writes with Jordan, a couple with Dalton, and one with Stelly.
Oh, very nice, man.
Yeah. So those are the guys that I've have just clicked with naturally,
Mhm.
and it kind of helps that we're all in this big friend group together. So
Yeah, it's like all these artists that go to Nashville and get that condo together. Like you guys are all just
Yeah.
doing it out in West Texas.
man,
and
we
it
went
works.
up. Me and Jordan actually went up and did some songwrites in Nashville, some
Mhm.
co-writes with guys who do that professionally.
Yeah.
Just sit down and co-write songs, and it's just different,
Is
man.
it too hard? Because
It's
so
not too hard.
structured.
That's it.
It's a job.
It's
for
very
them.
structured, and
Yeah.
it comes out cookie cutter almost.
Well,
you know?
and that, you hear that in a lot of
Yeah.
the songs that come
Yeah.
from there. And every now and then there's something great that comes from there, but then
Right.
you always find out some guy from Texas was in the room.
Exactly.
That's what it always
Exactly.
is.
Whereas when you sit down with your, some of your really good friends that really know you, it's
Yeah.
easy to write something about something that means something to you,
Mhm. Well, sometimes it may
You know.
take longer, but it's just it's a better quality product.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Slade Coulter tonight at Billy Bob's, Texas, man. Congratulations.
Thank you so much,
It's been
man.
really fun the past couple of years to watch your star rise. It
Well, it's
really
been fun for
has
me
been,
too, man.
It has. And
I
then-
appreciate all the support that you guys give us over here, and always spinning us, and
absolutely.
helps out a lot, man.
Call
So
my
thank
friends
you.
at Red Rocks next, and we'll get you out there too.
Heck yeah.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Good job, ma'am.
Great. Heck yeah. Thanks for having me on, dude.